The first batch of player ratings for FC25 are fully official. We have the top 50 players in the game, and then some others from the biggest clubs in the world. So let's work our way up from 50th to 1st, and then look at some of these other ones. And in the comments, let me know, do you think anyone has been absolutely screwed here? Or do you think EA have been a bit too generous with some players? So we start off with Paulo Dybala staying at Roma. This was potentially going to be a Saudi card, but he has turned down that opportunity to move. So 87 rated Dybala, one of my favourite players every single year, especially if I do a Serie A starter team. So that's awesome to see. Marquinhos still staying ridiculously high rated, even though PSG have now sort of fallen off in terms of people being interested in using them. No Mbappe, no Neymar, no Messi. Marquinhos will be good. Then we've got Emi Martinez, 87 rated. To be fair, it's probably deserved. He has been really, really good over the last few years, so seeing him get that upgrade is pretty nice. Heung-min Son staying 87. Is that a bit harsh? Like, he's been really good for years and years. And without Harry Kane, he was the guy basically trying to cover them last season. Okay, I mean, fine. Neymar has stayed as an 87 despite basically not playing last year. He was injured pretty much the entire season after moving to the Saudi League. I don't even know if he played a single game or if he was out for the whole season, but maybe that's slightly fortunate to stay that high with those stats when other players, if they get injured for a year, plummet down. But Neymar's still going to be unbelievable. And the thing is, even with these base ratings, you have to not really care about them as much as you would have in the past, because you know these players are going to get numerous special cards throughout the year, regardless of whether they're playing, injured, or whatever. So, like Neymar, he can start as 87. He'll have a 99 by the end of the year. So, we move on to Ilkay Gundogan, back at Manchester City. And that is one of those cards where it depends what the meta's like, right? Someone like Toni Kroos this year was very similar. Terrible pace, but great all-round attributes aside from the pace. He's going to have some good playstyles as well. Speaking of, some of the playstyle pluses have changed on these cards, so we'll note that when we go through. But he could be good. Jan Sommer is an 87 rated, that's pretty nice. Florian Wirtz up to an 88 after his insane season for Leverkusen. I mean, fair play. He was fantastic. So, I guess that's fair. Katoto, I'm not going to lie and say that I watched D1 Arkema to know whether she deserves this or not, but 88 rated again. And Endler staying as an 88 as well. On to the next batch, we have Beth Mead going up from an 87 to an 88. Still going to be a massive Saka troll, but the better she gets, the worse it is if you see that. Ruben Diaz, 88 rated, 67 pace. Once again means that maybe he won't be the best at first. Valverde is a centre mid and is ridiculously well-rounded with Power Shot Plus. Interesting. He's going to be hella expensive, just like he was this year. Phil Foden, an 88 rated right winger this year. That could actually suit him really, really well. If they've given him finesse shot, which they should, considering the amount of worldies he scored last season, technical plus, these stats, left-footed right winger, curling them in. That's going to be one hell of a card. I'd be intrigued to see some of the skill moves and weak foot, because we've only had that leaked for a handful of players. Patra Guajaro, she was really good this year, so seeing her looking decent again is nice. Kerbal up to an 88 rated next year. Interesting. Diani still up there with the big cards at 88 rated. Also going to be very expensive once again. Wrighton stays as an 88. And again, it just depends on what the meta is going to be in this upcoming game. Obviously, at this point in time, end game of FC24, big man meta is huge. So we'll have to see whether it is similar next year. Wendy Renard has 48 pace on her base card. Yeah, that's... I don't really care what the meta is. That's not going to be usable at the start. Irene Paredes, 88 rated this year. Again, decent stats. Could be good. Dabinia is coming in as an 88. Again, look at this. Oh, could be a very, very nice card. Trickster Plus on her. Bernardo Silva, 88 with Technical Plus. Really, really nice. Edison, 88 rated. Interesting, though, that we've heard more about goalkeeper playstyles, but none of these have a playstyle plus. Does that also mean that Evos aren't going to work on goalies again? We'll have to wait and see. Antonio Rudiger, going to be one of the more expensive defenders at the start of the year, especially with Bruiser Plus. He's just going to be a bully. Oblak stays up there as an 88 this year. Griezmann, 88. Not as much pace as in previous years, but outside of that, very, very good stats, and Finesse Plus is great. Lewandowski is down to an 88, but he does have Chip Shot Plus. Maybe that will be better this year. Like in FC24, that was one of those playstyles where you may as well not have bothered. And the GOAT is still very, very high rated, considering he's in the MLS. 88 rating for Messi. Obviously, losing that pace each year. Technical Plus is great. Shooting is fine. Passing should be way higher. Dribbling, obviously very, very good. I feel like Messi is that kind of guy where, even if it's his last card in Ultimate Team, he could be like an 83 rated. He should probably have 90 plus passing at that point. Dribbling, fair enough, it can drop because he'll get less agile and stuff like that. But 88 for Messi, again, it doesn't really matter because this card isn't going to be that expensive at the start because he's in the MLS. But then, once he starts getting specials, they get premium chemistry, that's when the conversation changes. Sophia Smith, going to be another very, very good year for her. Mappy Leon as an 89 rated. She was fantastic. At the start of the year, I loved her and Bon Mati a hell of a lot. So I'm interested to see how she does on the new game. Into the top 20 we go then. So we start off with Lautaro Martinez. Famously average for Argentina, but in recent times he really, really helped with the Copa America. He actually turned up for once. And in the league, he has been amazing for years. I've watched a lot of Serie A over the last 2 seasons, and basically every single time I watch Inter, he seems to be involved in a goal. So 89 rated for him seems very fair. Donnarumma, 89 rated. Again, I don't watch that much PSG, really. So I don't really know whether this is warranted. Is he actually finally living up to the hype rather than just having a good Euros and that's about it? Maybe. Hegerberg stays as 89 rated, still going to be that Haaland troll. But a guy that used to be the most common 87 rated card in the entirety of the game is now up to an 89 as well. So Erdegaard looking good. Again, passing and dribbling is his main thing, and he is probably going to have like 95 short and long passing and stuff like that. So very, very interested to see him. Probably going to be maybe like 5-star, 3-star would be my guess. Incisive pass plus as well is nice. I didn't even realise finesse plus on Martinez is really good. Allison up at 89 this year. Mohamed Salah, 89 rated finesse shot plus again. Probably still going to stick him at double 4-star, I imagine, this year. And he is going to be very expensive for a long time. As is Virgil van Dijk. Aerial plus 89. Ridiculously good stats. We all know what Van Dijk is like. The most broken card in the game this year. Like, you could use gold Van Dijk for the first 6 months or so of the game. Absolutely ludicrous. Ter Stegen stays very high rated. I thought he may have actually gone down a little bit, but 89 for Ter Stegen and 89 for Thibaut Courtois. Number 11, Jude Bellingham is a 90 rated card. This is one of the ones that did get leaked before the top 50 did. 90 rated with these stats is interesting. I don't think anyone really understands how that works, but his special cards in FC24 were amazing. Obviously, like the 98 is just going to be ludicrous, but even throughout the year, as he was getting more and more specials, he was so good. Especially if we see a meta that does revolve around physicality again. He's got the height, he's got the strength, etc. Combined with his dribbling and everything like that, he's going to be unbelievable. But now, into the top 10. And in 10th spot, we've got Vinny Jr. in the conversation for the Ballon d'Or this year. Ridiculous dribbling and pace, of course, with the rocket ship staying there this year. It would be nice if he could just have slightly better shooting and passing, but maybe that will grow and grow as he gets older, and he could easily grow to be joint highest card in the game. Putellas, 90 rated. Was it Putellas last year that... I think she was injured for basically the whole season, so kind of hard for her rating to move around that much. But she is just going to be very, very good again. I imagine, therefore, she'll keep her double 5-star as well, which is awesome. The kind of card that you won't pack until probably April, where they decide that suddenly 90 rated golds are packable. Sam Kerr, famously, another card, just unpackable this last year. She's going to be very good again. I feel like her special cards were actually underrated by people. Her Team of the Year should have been so much more expensive than it was, because she was actually ridiculously good, but maybe people just couldn't utilise her properly. I don't know. And then we've got KDB. Obviously had injuries for a lot of last season, and so therefore it was always going to be a bit of a risk as to whether he was going to keep his rating or go down. Down was more likely, but he's still going to be very good, isn't he? 4-star, 5-star, you imagine. 90 rated Sir Harold of Kane, 65 pace is grim, unless the meta of this game allows you to use slower players. Maybe it is more about a target man. Maybe it's more about passing, intricate play to build up for goals rather than just breakaway pace. Probably not. It's always about pace in some way, shape or form. But Harry Kane, as soon as he gets that first special card that gives him 85 pace, he's going to be ridiculously expensive. We move over to number 5. The last 90 rated card. We have got Hansen. Unbelievable. Absolutely ridiculously good card or player on FC25. All of our specials are just insane, so we can probably expect the same on FC25. And then there are 4 91 rated cards going into the new game, starting off with the only female that is 91, and that is Bon Mati. Previously won the Ballon d'Or. She is so good. So good. And they've given her Technical Plus, ridiculous stats. Her base card last year at the start for the first couple of months, as I said previously, with Mappy Leon, one of my favourite cards in the whole game. So I'm very, very interested to see how expensive she's going to be, and hopefully people underprice her so I can use her. Then the 3 big boys. We have Erling Haaland. Acrobatic Plus is a bit dead as your playstyle plus on such a monstrous card. You'd be hoping maybe for Power Shot Plus or Aerial or something like that, but Acrobatic Plus for Haaland, I mean, it's not really going to make much difference. He's going to have a few different playstyles that are going to be really good for him. Anyway, ridiculous physicality, shooting, and pace. Then we get to Rodri, who is up at a 91 rated. I feel like a lot of people are going to question this rating based on his stats, which do seem low. Why does he not have more in passing, defending, and physicality especially? I don't know. But 91 rating for Rodri, 66 pace. Is that going to make him pretty unusable? Or, again, is the game going to allow for it this year? We'll have to wait and see. And then, joint number 1, obviously now at Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe, who just looks ridiculous, doesn't he? 97 pace to kick things off, 90 shooting, 92 dribbling. The assumption has got to be that he's going to be 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot this year, in which case, dearie me. If you thought that he was expensive last year for a very long time, being the only gold card to hold their value for as long as he did at PSG, surely it's only going to be worse now that he's at Real Madrid. You've obviously got Bellingham getting massive upgrades. You've got Vinny here as well. Rodrigo's probably kept his rating or got upgraded. You've got some big boy midfielders and defenders as well. it's going to be ridiculous. But those are the top 50 ratings, and I'll quickly show you a couple of others that have also been revealed. So here we have PSG's full ratings. Donnarumma comfortably at the top. Marquinhos, Dembele, 75 shooting. Yikes. Vitinha as an 85 looks okay. We got Hakimi, Hernandez, Nunmenj. Colomwani's only an 82. Ugarte is going to be at Man United most likely. Like, this team, Zaire Emery only an 80 rated. Now that the big trio up front have all gone, these players are not going to cost anywhere near as much, are they? Whereas, here are the Real Madrid ratings. So, who wasn't on there? Rodrigo. So, he did get an upgrade from 85 to 86. Modric has gone down. Carvajal up. Wow. Up to an 86. That's huge. Alaba, Militao. Dearie me. Tchouameni. Ferland Mendy up to an 84. Going to be the rarest 84 in the entire game. Camavinga up to 83 as well. So, some big ratings. Arda Güler only a 78 and Endrick a 77. It's going to be crazy when they start giving him the special cards. And here are a couple of Man United ratings. Anthony, 77 rated. What a purchase. Højlund only 78. Kobe, 77. I thought that he would have gone up a lot more, to be honest with you. Xerxes, 79. And Garnacho also only 79. It feels like these two especially have been hard done by considering some other players' ratings. We have Theo Hernandez, who this year is an 87. Just going to be the most expensive left-back on the game. Like, those stats are ridiculous. And here you have Cole Palmer. Gets a plus 19. Which is insane. Is 75 pace too harsh? Maybe. But he obviously had a breakout year going from a silver now all the way up to 85. This is what I mean about Kobbie Mainoo. He also had a breakout season. Yes, he didn't get the goals that Palmer did because he's not as far forward. But I think 77 for him is harsh considering how huge of an upgrade they've given to Palmer. I thought Kobbie would have at least maybe hit 80. And the last one we'll look at today is Nico Williams. Obviously had a ridiculously good Euros, was rumoured to be going to Barcelona. Looks like he's now staying. And he has gone up to an 85 rated as well. So let me know, who do you think has been the most hard done by? Who do you think they've been generous with the ratings? And we will see you in another video very soon. In a bit.